Today we're going to discuss finding the inverse of functions and relations. And the first thing we're going to talk about is finding the inverse of relations. Now remember, a relation is just a set of ordered pairs. It is a set of ordered pairs. So if you're asked to find the inverse, you are just going to switch the domain, which we should remember is the x values, with the range, which is the y values. Okay? So for example, let's say I gave you the set of ordered pairs 0, -1, 2, 0, 3, 2, and 4, 3. Okay? And I told you that this equaled s of x. So is the function, nope, can't tell you that because this is a relation. So what would the inverse be? Well, I would literally flip every single x value with its y value. So instead of 0, -1, it'd be -1, 0. Instead of 2, 0, it'd be 0, 2. Instead of 3, 2, it would be 2, 3. And instead of 4, 3, it would be 3, 4. And that's how you find the inverse of a relation. So go ahead and do that for this example on your own. Find the inverse of 0, -5, 1, -4, 2, -3, and 3, -3. If you did this correctly, you would have found the inverse to be -5, 0, -4, 1, -3, 2, and -3, 3. Now, how does that differ when we have an equation? And that equation represents a function. So this requires a few steps to follow. So the first step is that you're going to replace f of x if given with y. Then step 2 is you're going to switch y with x. Step 3 is you're going to solve for the new y. And step 4 is you are going to replace y with the inverse notation. And this is very important. Being raised to the -1 symbolizes the inverse. So let's do that with the first problem. First example. F of x is equal to the square root of x minus 2. So the first thing we're going to do is replace f of x with y. Then we're going to literally switch x and y. So it's going to become x is equal to the square root of y minus 2. Okay? Now we need to isolate this y because that's what we're solving for. Okay, we are solving for this y. So we're going to isolate it. We need to get it out of the radical. So we're going to do that by raising both sides squared to get rid of the radical. So we get x squared equals y minus 2. And now we're going to add 2 to both sides to isolate it. So we get x squared plus 2 equals y. The final step is to write it in inverse notation. And we get f to the -1 of x is equal to x squared plus 2. That f to the negative 1 of x teaches us or tells us that that is the inverse function. Okay, I would like you to do one on your own. Please find the inverse of f of x is equal to x plus 1 squared. All right, so let's do this one together. Replace f of x with y. And then we're going to switch x and y. By doing that, we need to isolate y now. We need to square root. Sorry, guys. We need to square root both sides. So we get the square root of x is equal to y plus 1. And then we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. And now we're going to replace y with the inverse notation. That's it for today. Have a great day.